We're, bye week. Of course, you knew that bye week was coming, so we had plans to, heal up. We played some physical football games here lately. We're a little banged up, as I said. This week kind of gives us an opportunity to heal up and get ready for this final push. Um, Iowa, of course, beat up on us pretty good last year. So, again, we had to play our best football. Hopefully, some of those injured guys will have back, this week.
Coach, how exciting is it to get out on the recruiting trail this week with a really good sell to sell?
Exciting. We've been recruiting hard even before we actually went out, but more people are paying attention to what we're doing here in Champaign, so that's a good thing. Recruiting is always about that. We're losing a lot of a lot of good seniors. We need to be able to replace them, and we will.
Lovie, those seniors, especially some of those fifth-year guys have been through injuries and the coaching changes from coach level, person level. What's it mean to see them close this thing out in a bowl game?
Well, you want all senior, your last year you want to be enjoyable, memorable as much as anything. And I'd say that it's kind of, ending up that way for a lot of the guys. All these seniors we have leave, none of them have been to a bowl game. Let's start with that. So to be rewarded for just an outstanding job 4 years says an awful lot. So a lot of excitement for the guys, and knowing what's going to happen, at the end of the year. But I say we have so much more to do this season.
Look at that fourth quarter comeback. Kind of reminded me of that one you had with the Bears back in '06 against the Cardinals. Did you make that connection at all? That you got these teams that are just never out in these fourth quarters.
Yeah, I've been. Thankfully, I've been involved in a couple of those that way. And as a coach, you're always talking about it's a 60-minute game at least, and play ready down like it's your last one. It's always about the next play. It's not over until it's over. All those things, and we've been living that. We didn't finish the job against Michigan earlier, but we were down and we came back. So when you see that when you've been in it once before, it helps for you to really buy in. What I saw on the sideline is a team that was down. We're down 28-3, and they had the ball going in for another score. Guys just kept fighting. We learned so much about ourselves on that game that has to help us going forward. So.
How impressed were you with Kalen Tolson and Dawson DeGroot coming in tough situations and playing really well?
Very impressed with them. Hadn't gotten a whole lot of reps. Coach Lovie Smith has done an excellent job with them. Losing a player like Jake Hansen, we knew that though, but we didn't expect to lose Milo as soon as we did. But you have to be ready. During the course of a year, you're going to need everybody, and that was definitely the case. Those guys got better and better as it went along. At the end, you didn't even think about them being guys that hadn't played football.
The offense, you guys are playing complementary football really well. The offense seems like when they need to find a way to get in the end zone, they're finding a way. What's that tell you about just kind of where they are as a unit?
Well, that's how it's supposed to work, Some games, you may have to rely on one side a little bit more than the other. But we've been playing complementary football. I'm talking about defensively, taking the ball away. Offensively, ball security has been great. And when you get down, offense knew that we had to score points. Down 25 points, we got to score a touchdown. And defense had to stop them. Special teams was a part of that. I think we kind of know what it takes and how we play complementary football together.
After you looked at film, what extra stood out about Brandon Peters? Seems like he made some really, really great reads and also some really good throws too.
I think I've always said your quarterback needs to be able to throw the ball. And he can throw the ball. You need to be calm and just stay in the moment. Play the next down. Brandon would like to have a couple throws back. But in the end, though, we needed him to make plays, and he made play after play right up until that final play. There's a lot of special things that happened in that game. But for Brandon, with his history of being up north and having a chance to, to beat this team, that pretty special.
Maybe 2 weeks in a row, you got Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. Does that kind of amp up the defensive room? Maybe make it a challenge to try and get that third game in a row?
You guys haven't been in our defensive room, have you? You haven't had. If you went there, you kind of see we have different clubs and things like that. There's good competition that we promote, and it does help when we've had that. And I think Henson early on too, right? So we have 3, and you want to be a part of certain clubs, and you get that by scoring touchdowns, by making big plays. But so yeah, but that room to need to be amped up an awful lot. Some things we need to improve upon, but we're heading in the right direction.
How special was that moment for you to go bowling with your team afterward up here in this facility?
Special. We've gone through a lot of first-time things, that we saw ourselves doing, and they're becoming a reality, and it's always good. When you're involved with raw emotion, it's pretty neat. You guys know that our band, they stood for the entire game. Barry does a great job with them. They stood for the entire game, and to see all the young people from the University of Illinois celebrating like that, man, special time.
Jordan's done a pretty nice job returning punts for you, and then he went down. Is he okay? Do you expect him to come back? Or is that more serious?
Yeah, it's a little bit more serious than we thought. And maybe later on in the week or early part of next week, be able to give you a little bit more details on the injury a little bit, but it's a significant injury.